Hi guys, I hope you're all having a lovely week. So this is video 2 for this week. And kind of based off of your replies to me asking previously what you'd like to see on my page and what you'd like to hear me speak about next. A lot of you thought that it would be beneficial for me to speak about the outcome of having been in the care system for me and kind of the positive side of it and the successes that I have had. So I'll speak a little bit about that. So having been in the care system has left me with a lot of work that I have to do on myself in regards to my mental health, in regards to my self-esteem. It's definitely impacted every other area of my life, and it continues to do so now. Um, in the positive side of things, it has made me more resilient and more independent, and it has made me appreciate the little things. Not having had a family or a stable home has made me appreciate having that now. And I'm beyond grateful to now have a family and people that support me, which is something that I never had in my childhood or growing up in the care system. Um, so I really do appreciate that. I do think being care experienced and being a care leaver, I have had a lot more obstacles in regards to education, my mental health, relationships, friendships, finances, housing, things like that. But I am proud of the fact that I have persevered, and I think having been in the care system does make us more resilient and it makes us fight more for the life that we want because we want better for ourselves. And I'm really delighted to say that I've just graduated from a 3 year arts course, and I've secured a place on my master's that I want. So I'm really delighted to be going in the direction of improving my life and improving myself and not just being the care experienced child or young person. I've also found a house that I absolutely love. I'm engaged to an amazing man, and I think these are a lot of positives, which is something that I didn't experience as a child, or going through the care system. There was a lot of negativity, and now I'm getting to change that, and getting to have that happiness in my life. That I think every young person, particularly those going through the care system, do deserve. Um, but alongside those positives, the care experience has had negative effects as well. I do struggle financially. Um, I do struggle with my mental health because there just aren't those supports out there. I have a lot of trust issues and abandonment issues, because of having been through so many placements, which does affect my daily life and my relationships particularly. I do think that it has affected my self esteem and my self worth. Not only being in the care system, but also obviously my childhood and my experience with my biological parents and family. I do not value myself a lot, and I am trying to work hard on that to improve that so that I'm not giving from an empty cup, if you know what I mean. Um, and I do think that is has affected my relationships in particular, where I've let things happen and I've let people act certain ways or do certain things just because I didn't feel good enough, um, or I felt like I didn't deserve any better. In my last relationship, particularly, I'm happy to say that I'm in a much better relationship now. Um, but I don't know how he puts up with my issues. But I do definitely think that me being care experienced does affect our relationship and it affects him as well. Um, so when you do have the experience of being in care, it's not only you that it affects for the rest of your life, it's whoever you encounter and whoever you let in. He now has to put up with social workers. He has to put up with Garda vetting. If I want to have my brothers or sisters over, he's probably heard a ton of terms in regards to the care system and aftercare that he would have never had to put up with before. So I am really thankful and grateful for him and for his support through this journey. Um, what else can I say? There are a lot of things that come with being care experienced. There's that fear of everything going wrong all the time because of the fact that I was moved so much. while I was in the care system. I suffer with extreme anxiety, and I don't like situations where I'm out of control. Because if I don't know what's happening, it brings me back to being a child and being in those situations where I was just told where I'm going and put in certain situations that I didn't want to be in. Um, so I do have a lot of difficulties with that as well. That situations where I'm not comfortable make me more worried than the usual person would be. I also plan ahead for so many things, and I have plan A, B, C, D, E because if anything goes wrong, I have immediate anxiety. Um, my childhood and having been in the care system has affected my ability to make friends and kind of interact with groups and such because I have a fear of being disliked for the fact that I was in care or because I have a different perspective on the world. So you can see that having been in the care system and my upbringing has given me a lot of issues that transferred on into my adult life. And I do have a lot of fears surrounding housing and homelessness and my mental health and a lot of different things that maybe perhaps my non-care experienced peers wouldn't necessarily have. But I think a big point that I want to make is that even though I have those fears, even though I have those struggles, even though I am a care leaver and I have care experience, I've made it this far. I have put on my big girl pants and I have fought my way up that ladder. I've gotten into education, I've gotten my home, I've tried to make a life for myself, you know? And I do reach out and I do try and get the supports because the supports that are out there are so needed and they really do help. There is no shame in reaching out and realizing that you are struggling and admitting to it and accepting the help. Because regardless of how you feel, and I know that it's a difficult journey, particularly if you are a care leaver or care experience, it is a difficult journey and you do feel all alone, but you're not. And I swear, message me or anything, and I will support you in any way that I can, because I do know what you're going through. And there's so many people out there that will help you out if you need it. And I think it's important to reach out and get that help. Um, and look, you are resilient, you are strong, and you are just as capable as any other young person or child out there. So don't ever put yourself down and reach your goals. Because if one thing is positive about being in care is that it does make you stronger. And it also gives you a different perspective on life. It makes you realize that there are so many inequalities and injustices in this world, and a lot of them can be seen in the care system. But I think that has also influenced my want and need to help others. I think that I am a lot more compassionate and empathetic, and I do want to help others who may have been in a similar situation to what I have gone through. Hence, I am going into my master's in youth and community work, because I feel like young people do need to have their voices heard and they do need to be supported through the tough journey that is being a young person and particularly being a young person in the care system. Um, and yeah, that's kind of my take on, the outcome of care for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much for all your support.